Going back to the whole celebrity machine, what do you want people to take away once they see Day Out of Days about the main character, about her struggle? What do you want them to see?
I don't know. I don't really. I wouldn't dictate that. I think a story is a story, and everybody. That's what's great about reading a book or seeing a piece of art or watching a movie or seeing a photograph is everybody finds their own relation to it. So I would never tell anybody what to think about it. In fact, I'd rather you tell me what you thought about it and how it would relate to you. I know how it relates to me, and I know how the story relates to me. I know how the story relates to Alexia. And I feel that if we put as much truth into the story and as much 100% and try to not give a false note, then everybody is going to have, their own opinion about it, take away whether they hated it or loved it or, whatever. And I think that, to me, that subjectiveness is so exciting because you are so specific about what you want to say and what you want to say. And then, as a writer, and then you give it to the actors and then the actors say, oh, what about this? And you're like, oh my God, that's amazing because I never thought of that because I'm that close to it. And then they bring something. You have to allow everybody to bring stuff to the film because that's how the collective consciousness of the film gets born, So whether they hated it and want to throw, cabbages at the screen, to me that's a reaction. And I say, go for it. I just want people to see the movie and I want to make the movie and I want it to feel good.
And your main character, does she have a love interest?
I am so excited that this movie, well, she has a love interest, it's just that person isn't interested in her.
He just doesn't know it, yeah.
No, she doesn't. This movie isn't centered around like a man validating who you are, which I think is really interesting. I'm definitely into like love stories and finding yourself and being able to find love, but I already explored that issue. And I think this is more about, I don't know, when you're in school and the English teacher tells you like there are 5 stories, there's man versus nature, there's man versus man, there's man versus himself. And this is a real man versus himself movie about somebody who had a moment, got lost for whatever reason, we all do at certain times, lost their way, and is struggling to find their way back, but not the way back that's offered, but the way back that's truly your way back, what's going to help you continue in your life and make you have a happy life. So
is it about also being seen in the world when she feels invisible?
Yes, I think actors definitely, people who want to be actors want to be seen. Let's not be, coy about it, I think. But I must want to be seen in a way too by writing and giving certain parts of myself that are not necessarily portrayed by me on screen, but through. And I think there's nothing wrong with being seen or being wanted to be seen. It's just the extremity of it now is so shocking. There's nothing left there's no mystery left in the world, and I think that I come from a generation before this new generation who all know that there's only FaceTime and texting and things that, they were looking for like running home to check their machine to see if there's a message from the boy they love or whatever, there's a certain romance that we had that before that was about discovery. And now discovery is every second, and so it's interesting to find, for me, to find an actress who's not so well known, you don't know her whole history when you're watching her on screen, which I think is really interesting, and just to sit back and follow a real story of someone's ups and downs is, it's important. I think it's important. I'm not saying my movie's important, but I'm saying it's important to hear human stories and be able to relate to them in this time where there's this kind of mechanical, accoutrement to everything.
Right. Well, everyone has a selfie online somewhere.
Yeah, I don't even know what all these they're always saying like LFMO or something like that. I don't know what any of those things mean, and that's when I start to feel really old.